Welcome to the third season of LA Heads Down East. This season starts in late July 2018 with a trip from St. Margaret's Bay, Nova Scotia to Bucksport, Maine, USA. This includes a 50-hour passage around the south end of Nova Scotia, followed by about a 1-week cruise through the islands and channels of Maine. Just to recap how we arrived in St. Margaret's Bay, we started the voyage July 2016, Canada Day, and proceeded eastward along Lake Ontario, down the St. Lawrence Seaway, through Montreal and Quebec, finally out to Gaspé and Les Îles de la Madeleine, which is in the Gulf of St. Lawrence, a distance of 1,000 nautical miles from Oakville, where we started. At that point, the boat was hauled out and left for the winter. During the second season, we relaunched the boat in the summer of 2017 and proceeded from Les Îles de la Madeleine through Newfoundland, Cape Breton, the Bras d'Or, and finally westward to Mahone Bay, just west of Halifax. So back to the current season, in late July 2018, we left St. Margaret's Bay, headed for Bar Harbor, Maine. On the boat were myself, Paula, and our brother-in-law Thano, who came out to help us from Vancouver. The prevailing wind in this area is from the southwest, which is typically warm and passes over the cold water, creating fog. So we had quite a bit of fog. The winds, fortunately, were very light, so we were able to motor straight into the wind for most of the early part of the trip until we made the turn, and then we had a beam reach all the way into the harbor at Bar Harbor, Maine. It's good practice never to enter a strange harbor in the dark, but we didn't follow this advice. We came in after dark and were surprised at the number of lobster traps. We ended up getting a lobster trap hooked around the propeller. Fortunately, we were able to cut the line and sail into an alternate anchorage just as the high winds and heavy rain squalls hit. So after the passage, we spent a couple of days in Bar Harbor recovering, enjoying the shops and restaurants. After that, we sailed off through the islands and channels in Maine, carefully watching for the numerous lobster traps. So after leaving the boat in Bucksport for a few weeks, Paula and I moved back aboard and were joined in September by Martha and Thano for a cruise south along the coast of Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts to Boston. Turns out Boston is a pretty busy harbor, so we ended up mooring in Gloucester to the east of Boston and taking the train in to explore the area.